Shout out to all my guys and goddesses checking out this video. I am C, the spiritual goddess, here with another video. In today's video, we will be talking about a topic. I want to ask you guys a question, all my ladies out there. If you're with a man, can he have female friends? Do you have a problem with him having female friends? And all my guys out there, do you have platonic female friends? I'm talking about platonic friendships while in a relationship. That's the topic today. Before we get into this video, if you are new here, welcome. I hope you guys subscribe. My name is C, the spiritual goddess, psychic reader, spiritual advisor, and just a normal girl from the D. What up, though? And if you're an oldie but goodie, welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you guys hit this thumbs up for topics about this. So what am I talking about? Recently, there's been a clip of a podcast that went viral, and it's these two young ladies from this podcast talking about why it's important for their men to have friends, and it has the people in the uproar. So let's go ahead and play the clip here, and then I want to know you guys' thoughts, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts.
I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any female friendships.
Bingo!
I don't want to date a man who only gets input from other men and who has all women in two categories: your mother or your aunties, or someone I want to sleep with. You have to have a broader spectrum on women and their value in your life if you're going to be with me.
Totally. Well, first off, only getting information and opinions from other men sounds terrifying.
Terrifying.
So I encourage that to not be what anybody does ever, but you're totally right, because the more we keep talking about can you have friends of the opposite sex, the more I start feeling like everybody is like primal animals in a zoo. You literally cannot physically be around someone of the opposite sex without just like your clothes coming off. Like, I don't do it. And I would never have any relationship that I'm ever in. Like, I'm not going to tell my partner, you can't be around women, because if I feel like I have to tell you that, what does that say about what I think you're like when I'm not with you? That I can't trust you to be around women, that, like, platonically. I would say that says more about my choices and who I'm with. Because I'm never going to feel like I have to control you, or I have to monitor the friendships that you are in.
Now, I'm going to be real. I actually left a comment and it got like 740 likes. People was disagreeing with me. They was agreeing with me under the neighborhood talk. So let me read to you guys what I said, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and expound more. I said, facts. Speaking as the female friend, LOL, you want a man to be able to have female friends with healthy boundaries. If you have a problem with your man having female friends, then you may need to address your insecurities. Now, child, this comment caused an uproar. I didn't really even say a lot and expound on what I feel about it deeply. I also left another comment, and I'll read that in a minute. And there was a lot of like, I got comments of people saying like, well, most men cheat with their female friends. I got some people who said, yeah, I agree with you. Like, you know, as long as it's not a disrespectful relationship, I don't see a problem. But what really alarmed me about the comments, not even under just my comment, under comments from a lot of women and some men, a lot of women was saying no, they don't want their man to have female friends. And I do feel like, and then you have some men saying like, oh, if they're friends, it's either that she's not attractive, or the second comment was, or they slept together before. This is what I have to say to that. I feel like this says a lot about people, society, and why a lot of you guys' relationships don't work. I'm just going to be real with you all. First off, I think it's very important for your man, because I see some women saying he got his mom, sisters, or aunties. First off, some men don't have that. Number one, my husband, for instance, lost his mother at a very young age, lost his grandma when he was an adult. He only had his grandma. It was only him. He come from a line where it was only him. He was the only child, his mother, and then his grandmother. You get what I'm saying? And you got to think of the age gap within that. You know what I mean? you guys, I see women complain about all the time how men don't understand things from a woman's standpoint. You know, these men, they get this advice from these podcasts, these male censor, but then at the same time, you have a lot of these same women saying they don't want their man to be friends with women. And I find it kind of ludicrous. It's like talking in circles to me, because first off, number one, if you're a male or female, I'm just going to give you some game, and you don't have friends of the opposite sex, I question you. I have friends of both. I have friends of women, and I have male friends I've been friends with for 20 plus years. You get what I'm saying? Never nothing happened, my male friends, my good male friends, nothing of that nature. I feel like that's the problem why you guys have problems in your relationship, because you're only getting information from one standpoint. For instance, you're only getting information from your female friends. You're only getting information from your male friends about the opposite sex. And then if you do have, let's say you do have a brother, an auntie, a cousin, I hate to say it to you guys, I'm not saying they can't give you advice, but they're going to give you biased advice because you're related to them. You get what I'm saying? I'm tired of this whole thing about men are like animals, primate animals, or men and women can't be friends because they're like, that says more about you. The problem is some of you guys are too hot in the pants. Some of you guys should have been just friends with a lot of people. You shouldn't have crossed that line. But because you let your hormones get in the way, this has clouded your judgment. And now you have this whole complex where men and women, like your man can't be friends. Let's talk about it. If a man was to say that his woman couldn't be around men, couldn't have male friends, a lot of you will be saying that's a red flag, and that's controlling. And if you don't say that, you need to open up your eyes, because that goes into what I posted earlier when I said, like a lot of people, and I was talking to some of my ladies out there, some of my women are just as controlling as men. You might not be physically abusive. Maybe you may not be verbally, but you're just as controlling because you felt like you didn't have control in another part of your life. You know what I mean? Some of you don't want a partner. You just want someone you can control and that can agree with you. I want my man to have platonic female friends because, number one, that says a lot about him. I mean, if a man only has, and I agree with that young lady, if a man only has women in one category, either women I want to mess with, or if you're auntie's sister, that's a red flag, because that means you don't see anything outside of it. You don't see women outside of those aspects. With my friendships, I'm so grateful for my male friendships, because let me tell you, my friends, they have relationships. I've been married 8 years, right? Sometimes they need advice. Like, they don't see things. A lot of my male friends have told me, like, you know, you help me see things from a woman's perspective. You get what I'm saying? Just like my male friends have helped me see things from a male's perspective. And I do feel like, I want to read my other comment I said about this. I do feel like women can be just as toxic as the men that we can say is monsters. I want to read this. Just to point out, I see a lot of women saying they wouldn't allow their man to have female friends, or they should be their only friend in his life. If a man said that same thing, people would deem that as a red flag and say he's controlling. Some of you women don't really want a partner that you can trust. You just want someone you can control because somewhere in your life you felt or feel like you don't have it. When you have a trusting partner and you're not insecure with yourself, you wouldn't have a problem with your partner having healthy friendships with the opposite sex. And see, here's another thing we don't talk about. A lot of women feel like their only thing they have to offer to the man is pussy, is the cat. Let's just be real. So when you see a woman that's beautiful, or even if she's not beautiful, that's hanging out with men, you automatically just assume, oh, she has to be fucking him, because you deep down, whether you realize or not, you project that yourself and you feel like that's all you have to offer to a man. What does that say about you? And that's why I just don't agree with that. I feel like a lot of times we as women be projecting a lot. We talk about men, but we project a lot. I feel like if you're a man and you can't have a female friend, without sleeping with them, that says a lot about you with your self-control. And I see some men saying if they are friends, he must be gay. No, let's talk about it. Some of these men don't have self-control. Men who are, we say this about women, but let's talk about these men. Men who can't go without sleeping with women that they meet, that says also about you. That's a you problem. You have a problem with being in control of yourself. So maybe you need to do deeper work, because there are men out there who have homegirls. And then you have women who says, them be the women they cheat with. Let me tell you, if a man, I don't agree with cheating, but if a man is going to cheat, he's going to cheat, and that says more about him. He was going to do that anyway. No matter if it was a female friend, a woman at the job, he was going to do that anyway because he's an unloyal person. Maybe you should just leave that person alone. I don't believe in you can prevent your partner from cheating, because yes, cheating, I do feel like there are things you could do. You know, you should be attentive to your partner in there. But if a person's going to be loyal to you, they're not going to go to cheating first. You get what I'm saying? That says more about their character. So a lot of you, I just feel like, need to grow up on that. That's just my opinion. Some of you might not agree with me. But I feel like if you don't have male friends, or if you don't have female friends of the opposite sex, maybe you should open yourself up to that. Maybe that's the reason why you have problems in your relationships. What can a man truly tell you about a woman? He hasn't walked her experience. What can a woman truly tell you about a man? She hasn't walked his experience. That's why I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for some of my male friends, child, I tell you, they put me on game with dudes I was dating. I'm grateful for all the male friends I had in my life. It's like I had some friends that I've known since like middle school. You get what I'm saying? One of my best friends, Sean, I know him since 09, 08 or 09, since Kmart days. Like, that's my brother. Like, he really, and check him out. If you want a good photographer from Detroit, Metro Detroit, make sure you guys check him out. He's a dope photographer. And he got published, I think this is his 4th magazine he got published in. Shout out to my homie. Matter of fact, he was the one who introduced me to my husband that I'm married to now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Homeboys be the plug. But see, like I said, some of you guys, y'all too hot in the pants. Like, a lot of you guys with these situations and ships, y'all should have just been friends, but you already crossed those lines. So that's why you don't believe that. That's just what I feel. But yeah, guys and goddesses, that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear from you all. You don't have to agree with me, but you know, that's my feelings. If you don't have friends of the opposite sex, okay, that's fine for you, but I would suggest opening it up. I feel like that will be very beneficial to you, to have someone that's not related to you, that's biased, or, you know, that's going to give you another perspective. But hey, that's just me. But yeah, guys and goddesses, I want to hear from you all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, make sure you check out my other videos that I do have. Until then, all my guys and goddesses, see you in the next video. Peace.
Yeah.